G'day everyone, this is another episode of DPH Handyman. Welcome back. We've got weed spraying to do today. This is something I buy in bulk for my clients' lawns. This one here I think was like $200 and something. Probably going to last me at least 2 seasons. The rest I just get in smaller doses, just your glyphosate, dicambas, slasher. Won't ever get again, doesn't really work as well as the glyphosate, unfortunately. This is a little product called Verdict in here. Sometimes better to keep in a glass container when transporting. Obviously these are all plastic, but that's all I had that was semi-okay to utilise. So what I'm getting at with this video, and how are we all, is different methods, right? You've got your pressure sprayers, real quick and easy. These are the other chemicals I've got for bugs and glyphosate, buffalo, dicambas, and I think that's about it. Just doubling up on the, there's the slasher, the last of that one. Doubling up on the buffalo, because that's typically what I go for when there's a variety of grasses in between. Now, I've also got, before I'm getting ahead of myself here, a big 15 litre pressure sprayer. Now with those, they have their place as well. Yesterday, I sprayed an acreage, and I'll show you my method. And there was just a spot that I needed to use that 15 litre pressure sprayer on, simply because it was too far of a stretch for the hoses I was using. Now, hoses connect to old weed and feed bottles, right? This isn't actual weed and feed in here. This is my version of the buffalo chemical, which is about, for that size container, it's about 60 millilitres of the buffalo required, okay? And that does about 100 square metres at a time. You can improve that range by going to the 4 litre, which obviously, it even tells you on here, like treats 260 is about right when you equate it for the weed spraying as well. I've done it a lot over the last 10 years, this method. I used to mix up my own worm juice, adding, and I'll show you, liquid fertilizers is a great way of doing it. Rather than with the pressure spray, I just find it very inefficient. And in this industry, you want efficiency gains wherever possible. And clearly, if you had a full-time, I'll talk about those in a second. Just want to get all this information out as quick as I can to you. If you had a full-time job or you did it regularly on acreages, spray jobs, you can attach them sprayers straight to your mowers, right? Sorry, just fixing up the trailer. And have it at the back of your zero turn there, and wheel it around, have it spraying out the back, set it to the right settings, and there's definitely gains in that as opposed to even this, what I'm doing here. So what you're about to see is I just have a hose always with me. So certain clients, they just want a quick dose up. I can dose them up with the fertilizers here. I can also do weed sprays, right? Obviously not at the same time, can do in some situations, but what I'm getting at with that is it can be very efficient with this method, guys. So I'll flip on through to what I'm talking about, and I'll show you in a second. Cheers. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, one very important tip that a lot of people don't realise. This may only cover around that 100 square metres, about 120 to be precise. Might only cover that 120 square metres, but with that, it's not like the entire lawn is blanketed with weeds for 120 square metres. Do you know what I mean? That hose is about 30 metres long, so think about that. You're going 30, and if you could do it in a sort of circular pattern, that range is fairly large, a lot more than 100 square metres in that range. But what I'm getting at is, if you concentrate on the areas that require it, be a bit more heavy-handed with it when you're spraying those areas. So I've got plenty of clover that will be treated and affected by this buffalo. I'll put the information on the screen and tag it all up there for your viewing pleasure and to check it all out. But it covers a lot, does bindi as well, bindi. It's typically what I call it, but people say Bindai. And then yeah, the broadleaf spectrum is fairly large on it, and as a whole it does a good job for my clients' lawns. And then again, the height I cut it, which is typically higher than most, even for my clients, suppresses the weeds then for springtime and on. Typically we do it now, and then again once maybe January, February next year. And then you follow that up usually with an army grub spray as well, because they're usually rampant around that time. So different things that I've just incorporated with the business, and obviously not everyone can afford it each and every year, because some of these treatments are dearer than the actual lawn mow, simply due to the cost of these materials. The time's still there, the labour cost is still there, I've still got to manually do it. So you weigh it up for your clients like that, okay? Just a little business plug there. But yeah, watch how I'm doing it. In places I don't have to get a massive lot of footage for you with this video, but really focus on why that 100 square metres can stretch so far. I've never had an issue. It takes 2 to 3 weeks usually to really take effect, knock it fully down, and you got to do full up treatments anyway. And I don't like to be too heavy-handed with chemicals, simply due to the fact that I know once I get that grass up there, fertilise semi-regularly, not too often with clients, because again, an affordability issue. But you just raise that height that little bit, even 1 or 2 notches than what you normally or currently are doing, makes a huge difference for the health of that lawn and the amount of product you've actually got to put on it. The shorter you got to have it, in my opinion, the more crap you need to put on it, in the ground, in the atmosphere, in the environment, for the animals, for everything. So try and limit that as much as you can. Be respectful, mindful, all the rest. Okay, cheers guys, bye-bye. Okay, Doke, everybody, very simple, as most things are on this channel. Like to keep it simple, like to keep it efficient. There's your 60mm, pop the lid off, straight in, okay. And you can really suit up for this if you prefer, sort of long sleeves, different types of gloves. These material ones, they're better than nothing, but not the greatest. I'm just going to fill him up here, see if I can hold it for you. Oh, you've got water on the lens so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can pull him down here. I have no idea if you've got that in the view there. Try that. Now, it can become very frothy, okay? So I'll just wipe that lens there. Right, so I'll just you can see that. So what I like to do for the last little bit, just to fill it right up, because again, that 60mm is probably, that 120 square meters would be on the money. If you had 120 squared meters of actual weeds and not lawn in between. So I'm going to give you a bit of an image now. All right, so that's pretty good. That's exactly where I want it. Now, all this clover, this will all get knocked on the head. All right, now it stretches right around this, so anything I can reach with this hose, I do. And typically, I'm not going to worry about down the paddock. So whatever I can reach, and just piggyback off each point where there's a tap. So there's one there, one tap here, another one down on that shed, and I can just get right around from that shed tap, go round to the other side of the shed, and then from this tap go right around and to that side if I don't get the reach off this. Same deal on the other side. There's 1, 2, 3 different areas I can sort of shoot it out from, and the goal is just for around the properties. Just bees have been a real issue. I know you don't want to get rid of the stuff for the bees, but you do when little kids are running amok out here playing in the grass, and I'm not going to have that happen either. So they can have the paddock with the clover, and up in around here, I'm going to, even though we're only renting the place, it's still, I can't help it. I like to look after things regardless if it's mine or not, and that's half the reason not 3/4, or the whole reason why the business does so well. I treat it as if it is my own. Any client's yard, it's just the way I do it. So if they want to get someone else that doesn't treat it the same, that's where the price reflects, and quality, care factor, everything is a player in it, okay? So plenty of clover throughout here, right down around that shed, and then out towards them trees and around near the clothesline, there's heaps and heaps of bindi. All right, along here there's some broadleaf in amongst some winter grass that has grown. That'll all get died off. Now it's getting a bit warmer anyway, and I don't mind winter grass, to be honest. It can take over, but if you leave the height that little bit more, typically no, the Kaiku outcompetes it. Even in winter time, as you can see, this still gets sunlight, so I'll just build it up with fertilizers, liquid fertilizers mainly, and then on big rain events I chuck down some of the synthetic man-made pellets or whatever. You can do organics, but top dress is my main organic that I use, and then the yeah, the bit of oomph from nitrogen, urea, and all the rest of it from that little man-made pellets that we get. All right, I'll get some footage here of me spraying, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you later. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Yes, come on, shorty, let's go. Good, I see you over there in the corner of the dance floor, and I know you're acting shy, looking at the corner of your eyes. So I pick my heart up off the floor, move my feet closer to yours, catch my breath, and I say, I'm the one you're looking for. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance, just one glance. So don't wait no more. I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. Girl, I see you over there hesitating, deliberating. You keep me waiting on a side, looking at the corner of your eyes. So I pick my feet up off the floor, move my hips closer to yours, catch my breath, and I say, I'm the one you're looking for. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance, just one glance. So don't wait no more. I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. I'll be the one you're looking for, shorty. So come on, get dance.
Does the screen usually turn off?
All your moves, all your grooves. Shorty, I got something to prove. So come on, take a little chance. Got me in a trance, just one glance. So don't wait no more. I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance, dance a little dance. Come on, dance a little dance. So come on, dance a little dance. Take my hand, darling, take a chance. You be my queen, I'll be your king. Show you everything that you've been missing, shorty. So come on, dance a little dance. Got me in a trance, just one glance. So don't wait no more. I'm more. I'm the one you're looking for, shorty.
Not ideal with the wind. Alrighty, so just do that about 10 more times and we're good. That's about the gist of it, guys. So I was able to do, clearly, you step it out, it's a lot more than 100 square meters from here to there. Okay, hello beautiful girl. So able to do all the way up in there, and just concentrating on the clovers especially. Clover doesn't take much to knock it down, in my opinion, compared to like bindies and certain types of broadleaf. Clover, although annoying at times, it is easy to get rid of, really is. Onion grass, things like that, not as easy. Okay, so I was able to even just do a light spray on here. So this next go, I will come down this side of the house, do down this side of the property, and then I might just jump straight across. There's a tap you can probably just make out. If not, it's definitely there, guys. Trust me. Near the duckies over there. So they'll hopefully go away while I'm spraying. And that'll reach from that tap across. I'll do around this little roundabout, across the driveway here and up that side. Looking at that, I've got, yeah, definitely till that fence line and then up to the very peak of that next turn going up the driveway. And just, yeah, right around the property. So that's it. That's my afternoon, Friday afternoon. Tried to do TikTok this morning. This will wrap up the video, so if you don't want to stick around for story time, then that's fine. It involves some facts and figures though, if you want to listen. So patched a gutter with a 2-part epoxy resin first thing this morning. Straight after that, went and did the garden tidy up. 3 cubic meters of topsoil, starting to get into top dress season for lawns now as well. Haven't got much rain on the horizon, but it was only a thin layer of top dress, so it will be fine. And then just a light hosing is fine for them situations. And then what'd I do? Where'd I go? Hedge trimming, just on residential property, fairly large amount of hedging, and lawns there that were overgrown to do. So all in all, I think I was back here about 1:30, and that again was 900 plus day. Okay, just with them 3 different properties that I went to, and those 3 different tasks. All right, variation of tasks just in this day, and this is what you do when over winter, if you're able to, if you've got that skill level to do and adapt to doing downpipes or stormwater, especially because you don't need a license for it in plumbing. I don't touch electricity. That's just one rule. But there's so much you can do, guys. Don't think just because you're a lawn guy, what do you do in winter? Everyone has that same narrative of what do you do over winter? Like, everyone freaks out, and if you don't be smart about it and don't give your clients the option, you can do pressure cleaning, you can do painting, the list goes on, you're going to be stuffed over winter. If you give that option, you're sweet. Okay, so I'll sign off there. Keep spraying another couple of hours. It really doesn't take long. It's a very rapid way of getting this product out and really focusing on where you need it. The smell of the product too, like, it's very potent, and I find if you were only to do a 100 square meter area, it would actually affect the grass if you concentrated that hard, right? So I just do a nice blanket, and clearly they're not going to like it. I'll do a follow-up video, show you exactly all the results, what occurs and how quickly it occurs. Okay, so I might timestamp it on this video and then I'll remember to do it for the next one. So Friday 20th of August. Okay, I really hope you can see it. I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. Always look for them gains. Okay, not the most ideal with this wind about, but luckily there's no one really around me. Not many gardens to be affected, so I'm going to leave it there, otherwise I'll just keep talking. See yous, bye.